and certainly unacceptable for our country.
So, Evan, you're polling about 1% nationally. You're about 9% in Virginia, about 9%, I'm sorry, 3% in Virginia, about 9% in Utah. Do you think you could be that quote unquote spoiler for Donald Trump in a few states?
Well, the 1% nationally was done, I think, 2 weeks after we entered the race, and we're not included on all the polls, so I don't actually know where we are yet nationally right now, but we have seen growth in Utah. Just recently we went up to 12%, and so that was only 4.5 weeks into the race when that poll was in the field. In Virginia, as you mentioned, 3%, that was about 3.5 weeks into the race. So it's amazing actually that we've been able to do that. My coming from obscurity, I wasn't a known politician or anyone famous. For us to be polling like that in these key states is really incredible. And as the race tightens, our positioning in that regard becomes all the more important. So I think that we're going to be able to have an impact in this race. The closer the race gets, the more of an impact we're going to have. We intend to continue to push in states that are becoming especially close. We're now seeing that Colorado is very close. We're on the ballot there. We're now seeing that Minnesota is very close. We're on the ballot there, and Virginia as well. And so we're well positioned, I think, to have an impact on this race. As for the spoiler question, people ask me that, and they use that word spoiler, Donald Trump spoiler. Well, let me just say this. We oppose Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I think they're both terrible options for this country at this time in history. But I'll say that if it turns out that I'm a spoiler for Donald Trump, I would say that I'm a spoiler for the advancement of the white supremacist movement in this country. I would say then that I'm a spoiler for authoritarianism in this country. I'm a spoiler for an attitude of misogyny being promoted in our great nation. I'm a spoiler for violations of our inspired Constitution. I'm a spoiler for those who would violate our civil rights. So if I'm to be a spoiler, I will be a spoiler of those things, and so be it.
I have